Welcome back to our blind read-through of Flowers, springtime version. Last time we were together, our girl Suo, she's having a bit of a rough one. She's having a bit of a rough one fitting in with her amitié partners and things just, they don't seem to be going great for her, but I don't think they're going terribly. She's making strides. She's putting her best foot forward. She's just really super duper in her own head. And I think that with a little more time, a little more care, a little more patience from those around her, that she's absolutely gonna break on through to the other side of healthy friendships and I'm going to guess some budding gay girl romance. We already know that she's not the least bit shy about having these thoughts, so we'll see how things go. Tuesday, April the 10th. A few days have passed since the first ballet lesson, and now it's become a natural part of our everyday lives. Evidently, ballet is particularly special at this academy and is included in our lessons every single day. It's tough for me since I'm not good at it, but it seems there are many students who entered the academy specifically for ballet classes. At this academy, which is filled with quiet students, the ballet class is unusually lively. At the end of class... Hey, it's Ichigo! Always happy to see you, girl. How you doing? I move away from the corner, which smells of the student's sweat when Ichigo comes over, wiping her face with a towel. Oh my, oh my. Though I've already wiped myself off with the towel, I nod and wait for people to leave. The real reason... I look towards Ichigo as she heads off to change. My gaze lands on my other classmates, who I've recently gotten closer to. Look at this. Ain't they cute? They're just adorbs. Look at them go. My gaze lands on my other classmates, who I've recently gotten closer to, and one of my amitié partners getting changed. I see the line from Rika's neck to her collarbone exposed defenselessly. And I see Ichigo's underdeveloped chest making my entire face burn red. I don't know, you seem to be okay with it. I think you are more flustered about this in ways that I think you kind of already realize. But that's just me. Yes. I felt the same thing at the dormitory too, that the girls at this academy seem to feel no shame in showing their skin. It's being in a 3-person dorm. No, it must be the familiarity of amitié. I understand becoming more uninhibited since it's exhausting to always be treading carefully, but... Yeah, and then there's that. I mean, you know, we know that the place has a very large bath that was mentioned earlier. So yeah, girls are just gonna kind of be naturally inclined to probably be a little bit naked around girls. Because, I mean, what do you got that I ain't got? What do you got that I ain't seen, really? Each year group has a scheduled bath time, and we can all use the shared baths during our allotted time. Of course, people usually wrap themselves in a towel before they enter the bath, but... yeah, that's what you do. It's how you get clean. I keep my towel on while I wash my hair, but when it comes to actually getting into the water, I have to take it off. In the TV programs I've seen, the reporter always wears the towel into the bath. But in spite of that, no, perhaps because of that... oh, you gotta get used to it! New experiences. It's spring. Come on, you are in the spring of your youth, in literal spring. New experiences abound. Yep, you were thinking out loud again. A feminine scent accompanies Ichigo as she comes back halfway through changing, and I draw back in a hurry, my face flushing even redder. Changing in front of people's a little embarrassing. I feel like that's where she's at mentally. I ask. You pegged her. I mean, not literally. That's not quite true. It's not that I don't want to be seen. It's that I don't like how I get all flustered when I see other girls. Get you a wingman like Ichigo, somebody that's always gonna big you up every chance she gets. What she says about my chest makes me try to hide it with my hands over my leotard. Ichigo laughs at the overt gesture. But I'm so inflexible, I can't do any of the poses. I know I'm getting a compliment, but I nearly say something negative without thinking. Damn, that was fast. Having finished changing, Rika stands up and with her hands on her hips, looking at me with disapproval. I hurriedly avert my eyes as she starts pulling down her shoulder straps. Yeah, I would not have pegged her as being the oldest, but I guess that makes sense if we're going trope-wise. Ringo's finished changing now and stands with her arms crossed, nodding. Oh damn! That's close! Both Rika and I can't help but chuckle at the sisters, puffing out their chests with pride. Exactly! We gotta have a birthday party! Let's go! We know somebody that can bake us a cake! The sisters loudly approve of the idea. You're getting invited to a birthday party, Suo! You're winning! You're winning! Don't overthink this! You are winning, girl! My heart leaps at this, my very first invitation to a birthday party. After class is dismissed, before the tea party, the topic of the birthday party is raised to everyone else in class. Great idea! Mayuri agrees, and with no real objections raised, the discussion turns toward actually holding it. Then... Oh, that's a bummer. Even though it is a class event, Rika, the host, wants everyone to join, but some people have personal plans, club activities, or committee work. It needs some scheduling. Oh, we're gonna even get him a cute little present too. I think that's adorable. Oh God! She's gonna freak out! You have just placed an unbearable responsibility on this poor girl's fragile little shoulders. Oh no! Just when we had it all ready, we're getting invited to the birthday party and suddenly, smack, right back down to earth. She questions me. I don't, but I can't tell him that I've never been to a birthday party. Just 1 second. Okay. So, presents.
やっぱり本人が喜ぶものが一番だけど、今回は双子だし、2人に1つずつだと出費が激しいし。となると、2人で1つの楽しめるもの。
Yeah, that would be difficult. It certainly is tough to decide which would be better, one present or two. No, I think Ringo would just get her a comfy pillow. She just wants naps. Pillows aren't super expensive, unless you want a really nice... I take that back. Pillows should be very expensive. Like, when it comes to food and sleep, I am that person that will indulge in the most expensive and quality items because, like, those are, like, the finest things in life. Where you want to be the most comfortable, where you want to be spending, like, your most of your comfort funds in good food and good sleep.
そこなんだよね。まだ付き合って間もないし、まあ姉は分かりやすいけど、妹の方。
I watch Ringo as she sleepily yet smilingly watches the progression of the meeting.
何が好きかいまいち分からないし、いつも眠そうだからって枕とか送ったら嫌味みたいだしね。
No, I think she'd dig it, Mayuri. I think she'd dig it. Also, great minds think alike. Me and Mayuri, we are on a very good wavelength. She scratches her cheek and smiles wryly. Sure is a profound problem. I realize that even something a person may seem to like could also be taken as an insult. Oh God, man, yeah. You ever have that one thing you become known for and then everybody thinks that that's your thing despite the fact that it was just one thing? For me, when I was a teenager, it ended up being I mentioned one time that I liked Powerpuff Girls, and for the next 5 years, everything I got was like some kind of Powerpuff Girls trinket or cute little thing or like a little poster or something. Like, it was that way for like 5 years. People just nonstop, you know, they just, okay, that's your thing. And then when a couple of people found out I liked anime, like I have one friend especially where he doesn't know, he knows that I like anime, but he never really bothers to check with me about like, well, what anime do I like, or like, are there any, he just like, he will just see a game, if it has anime on it, he'll just buy that as a present and be like, there you go, it's got anime on it. So there you go, there's a dumb tangent for you.
例えば自転車が趣味だとして、サドルばかり何個も送られたって迷惑だろうし。
I don't know, you mean like, you know, a different seat for every day, you know, so that they smell a little less, you know. Might take a little longer to work in a nice ass groove on both of them, or on all 7 of them, but hey. They would wear out less frequently. I giggle as I imagine the Sasaki twins buried in a mountain of bicycle seats, which is very, very surreal imagery.
となると、こっちの趣味に付き合わせるという手もあるわけだ。
That's always risky. I have pulled this card before, and it's worked a good number of times in actually getting people into things that I enjoy, but this is not like the first option.
私の好きなものを相手にも知ってもらいたいとかね。私ならなんだろう。絵でもプレゼントするかな。まゆりさんって絵画が好きなの？見るのも描くのも好きだよ。
Oh, I want to see your artwork, girl. You guys share sometime. I don't know, like, I would absolutely, like, if somebody gave me something they painted, or they gave me something that they drew, like, that's one of the best gifts that you can give me, is art. Like, of characters I like or character or my OCs or anything. Like, that's one of the best damn things I can ever get. Especially like from artists that I really enjoy. Like, that's always a jam, Mayuri. Sorry, can't agree with you on this one. Absolutely. Just imagining myself receiving such a present makes me happy, but what would I give? A book? It's such an absurd question to me that I laugh and shake my head. Oh no, I bet you got the stuff to probably write your own story. I bet you could. There's a literary genius inside you, I can tell. We share a giggle. Mayuri's smile is refreshingly androgynous, and I sense something masculine in her. Oh, were you looking for Wuthering Heights? Oh, dang. This is probably just a topic of conversation to her. For me, as a library counselor, though, this is part of an incident that has been troubling me recently. Hey, I was just inner monologuing about that. What, books are disappearing? I get a feeling it's not that. That's kind of mean. Who would steal books? Is somebody trying to set Suo up for failure here? Like, because like, oh hey, these books are disappearing on your watch, so you can't be the library counselor anymore. Oh, yeah, this ain't looking good. I got a bad feeling. Are we gonna enter our being bullied arc? Mayuri puts her hand on her chin, thinking hard, worrying that I've troubled her. I hurry to explain. She looks at me with a furrowed brow. She calls out to Rika, who is standing at the podium. While I'm taken aback, somehow it's become a big deal. No, we're in. We're investigating. Like, this was our idea. Like, this is our library. Like, girl's gotta stand up for herself. Can't be passive here. Somebody might be trying to do some fuck shit. And I think, you know, like, let's get our girl a bit of a backbone. My classmates look at me in surprise for suddenly raising my voice. My voice trails off quite a bit at the end there. I whisper back, I don't know if she agrees or not, but Mayuri nods while knitting her eyebrows.
とにかく図書室の本が紛失しているのは本当のようだし、クラスみんなも少し気をつけておいて。
Please be careful! Those missing books might fall on your head! I agree, relieved that I haven't spoiled the mood. In the end, we didn't solve the matter. It wasn't turned into a big deal. But my moment of relief is fleeting.
工事魔王子とはこのことだわ。
はいはい、騒がないの。試験といってもちゃんと基礎ができているか見るものですよ。バーレッスンでの基礎運動を見るだけです。
Oh boy. Bar? Is it barre or bar? Why am I asking? Nobody's gonna answer that. There is no chat. I'm not good at ballet, and I sigh internally at the word test. No, this isn't don't count your chickens. It's more like out of the frying pan and into the fire.
バーレッスンか。
Mayuri doesn't hide her dramatic sigh. The class giggles at her exaggerated exasperation. Mayuri is agile and athletic, but perhaps because she genuinely doesn't have a knack for ballet, she's only progressed to the same level as me. At this point, even the Sasaki twins have caught up.
先生、バーレッスンですけど、どんな踊りが試験の対象になるんですか？そうだ、それを聞かなきゃ。
まだ始めたばかりですから、踊りが対象になることはないです。
She glances around at the watching students.
準備運動をおざなりにしている生徒がいるため、きちんとできているか見るだけですよ。
Uh-huh.
基礎運動の手順は、始まる前に行っているバーを使っての屈伸運動、足の曲げ伸ばし、体の前後屈、軽いジュテですね。
Jute!
ジャンプのことを言うのですよ。
なんだ、それなら手順は覚えているし。
ただ雑にやっているのでは意味がありません。それぞれの手順の際の姿勢、天井から糸でつられているように、そう指導しているように、しっかりとふらつかず、姿勢を一分ぐらつかずに行えるようにしてもらいます。
Mayuri lets out another unfeminine sound like before, but this time no one laughs. Because even if she didn't explicitly say it, we all know that this test is set by Sister Basquiat is going to be more difficult than we expected.
姿勢を崩さないって大変なのね。
A considerable amount of strength is needed to move on your tiptoes. Of course, those without the supporting strength will wobble.
そうそう、それが一番難題だよね。
The jute requires not just strength, but also a sense of balance. To do it without stumbling will be extremely difficult. Is this something anyone would be able to do in the first week? I wonder.
ダリア先生、試験と言ってましたけど、できない場合は再試験とか。
ああ、そうそう、試験ですものね。
She clapped her hands together as though she's remembered something and smiles.
それでは試験に合格できなかった生徒は補習をしてもらいますね。
補習できるまで何度でもやらせるということ。それじゃ罰則だよ。
罰則ですか。それも面白いですね。
Oh, good lord!
補習の細かい内容は考え
Look at her! We said punishment! Look at this face! Look at her! She is already lit up like a Christmas tree with delight at the thought of punishing young, agile little girls. Oh, sister, I do believe the church will want to have a word with you. Those impure thoughts, I'm gonna need like 25 Hail Marys for those. Sister Basquiat nods with self-satisfaction, and our classmates look at the Sasaki sisters reproachfully for running their mouths. Good going. Good going, you two. They don't really seem to care, though.
スオちゃんはどんな罰だと思う？
Give me a heated one-on-one. I don't know why I respond to Ichigo's questions like this, but...
二人きりでの熱血指導
Woo! 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 Sweating already, Jesus. All right, Suo. So getting more and more comfortable, it seems. I'd been imagining a scene like something from an old sports drama. That's not exactly the genre my mind went to, with this whole setup and talk of punishments and heated one-on-one lesson. My, oh my, oh my. I thought it would get a laugh, but Ichigo crosses her arms and smirks.
ダリア先生と二人きりで指導なんてなんだかエッチな妄想ですな。
You go, Ichigo.
何を？何気に教諭の中では一番人気だからね、ダリア先生。二人きりの熱の入った指導なら。
They're just like, go get it, girl. Everybody here thinks you're beautiful. Just screw it up a few times. Get yourself some one-on-one time with the sister. I had meant that the lesson would be intense, but it seems my comment was taken the wrong way. My cheeks turn red.
やめてよもう。冗談だよ。スオちゃんは顔に出るから面白くて。
Suo, we know who you want all over your body at any point in time. It's not hard. It is not hard to guess. Ichigo laughs loudly. When Sister Basquiat gives her a warning, she lets out a shriek, inviting laughter from the class. Thinking of what the practice would entail weighs on my spirits. All I can do is sigh and watch from the corner of my eye as Sister Basquiat announces the date of the test. Perhaps because I'm feeling down, Shirahane-san, someone calls my name unexpectedly, and I blurt out a weird noise. What's that weird noise? It's like, blah! It's like a bochi sound. Like, I feel like Suo is very analogous to bochi in a lot of regards, just less intense, but I do imagine her making bochi-like sounds. For example, blah!
ごめん、驚かしちゃったみたいだね。
Nah, you good?
大丈夫だけど何？ それ
She speaks evasively while twirling her hair, and I give a curious look. She waited for me. She must want to talk. Out of shyness, I wait for everyone else to finish changing, so I'm always last out of the classroom. She'd been waiting for me even though I was late, so she probably had a good reason.
もしかして図書の紛失騒ぎをなあなあで済ませてしまったから。
え？
高坂さんが議題に挙げてくれたのに、私があまり騒がないでほしいみたいなことを言ったから。だから。
I ask if she's angry that I'd acted like it wasn't important. She looks at me blankly when her white skin slowly flushes and she waves a hand in front of her face.
違う違う、別に怒ってなんかないよ。私が白羽さんを待っていたのは。
Ballet lessons, ballet lessons. Let's do some ballet practice together. Come on, you and me, ask for it. Let's go.
今度一緒にバレエの
Yes,
練習をや
we
るって話なんだ
can. Yes, we can. It's not just a campaign slogan, baby. The way she averts her eyes, all red in the face, is adorable. She's not the one I thought would be all shy about this. I thought you'd be pretty forward, but I guess it's the Fruit Sisters who may be the more upfront ones, perhaps.
あ、 よね。それにただの準備運動なわけだし、付き合わせることも。
No, 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 no. We good, girl? Let's go.
違うの。なんていうか、その誘ってくれて嬉しかったっていうか。
そう？よかった。断られたら
Damn. Poor girl would have been crushed.
私でいいの？一緒に練習するなら佐々木さんとか。
いちごのこと？ダメだよ、ダメ。あいつに頼んだら何を言われるか。
Okay, you got a point there.
散々バカにして大して練習にならないオチだよ。
I think Ichigo would be a fun practice partner, but yeah, she'd be busting your chops the whole time. So yeah, maybe like if you're looking to get a little serious practice in, maybe hone the craft a little more than you have right now, maybe Ichigo is not the way to go. I smile, imagining the conversations they'd have. Oh, but
練習ならもっと責任が。せっかくハミティエ同士なんだし、花火師さんに教わったらいいんじゃないか。
you are her amitié partner as well.
リッカはもっとダメだ。情けないところを見せたくないからね。
Mayuri says this almost bashfully. I wonder what's going on. I feel as though my heart has been shaken and oh, she thinks that maybe Mayuri's got a thing for Rika. And since they've been kind of buddy-buddy here recently, maybe she's just like starting to, I mean, obviously she already feels like the odd one out in the amitié group. So now that those two, maybe they got something going on. Oh.
それじゃあ明日から頼むよ、白羽さん。
Let's do it. I forced myself to smile and nod at Mayuri, who was taking a hold of my hand. Aww. I have mixed feelings about accepting Mayuri's request. However, I could use this ballet practice to spend time with her. The thought that I am now sharing a secret with my amitié partner fills me with joy. I'm so excited that I can barely sleep, and I'm unable to contain myself as I eat breakfast in the dorm cafeteria. After breakfast, the feeling lingers with me until I go to take my bag from my room so I can go to class. Yes. I'm stopped by that feeling when something is off. As I reach for my bag, it's not on top of our triple bunk bed. I see the cause. Oh? Wuthering Heights! But the books are here. Why are all these books here? Rika never fails to make her bed neatly, but right now there's a messy pile of books left on it. Wait a minute. Is somebody trying to frame Rika for stealing the books? Okay. My naturally curious disposition pushes down my high spirits. Wondering what my amitié partner is reading, I gaze at the spines of the books as I get my bag.
学院の図書だわ。
Having said that, I realize that they're all property of the academy. I wonder if she's studying theology. I'm leaning in closer to look at the titles when I look up in surprise at the sound of a door opening. Hey, Ichigo!
教室に行こう。
I greet Sasaki with a good morning, and I adjust my grip on my bag and... Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. I must have knocked them over with my bag. I rush to stack them back on the bed.
どうしたの？早く行こうよ。ちょっと待って、今本を。
I see a familiar title written on the book's spine.
これって嵐が丘。
Why is one of the missing books here? What about the other ones? I glance over the other titles and my suspicions are confirmed. They're definitely the missing books. What if somebody is like... Somebody's trying to frame Suo, but they got the wrong bed. And they just put him on Rika's bed. This means...
どうしたの、スオちゃん。固まって。
Hey, do you know anything about missing books? Just curious. She prized the book in my hands. I'm not gonna... Man, both of these are kind of bad. If we could hide it, push it behind her back, make her lunge at us and get a hug. What about that? I always have ulterior motives. Frantically, I hide the title behind my back. Oh, it's racy, don't you worry. You know, this is... I don't know a motive, but I'm getting a feeling here. Getting a feeling. This face right here. This grin. This is almost a shit-eating, I'm up to some fuck shit grin. I don't know what the motive would be, though, or who she would really be trying to frame. Okay, just, no? No, okay, now I'm just thinking. Anyway.
違うわ。これはそこって委員長のベッドだよね。もしかして委員長の恥ずかしい秘密が？
I shake my head, but Ichigo seems to have the wrong idea as she slowly moves toward me.
大丈夫。私が思っているやつなら秘密にしとくからさ。
No sooner has she said that than she springs toward me.
ほらほら、早く渡しちゃいなって。
Oh my! Oh my. Ichigo grapples with me as she tries to take the book. Her small hands dart over my hips, stomach, and chest, and I shriek out of embarrassment. I lose my balance while trying to escape and fall hard on my behind. I don't think you're sorry. This is not a look that says you're sorry.
大丈夫。これ、そうちゃんが落としたみたいだから拾ったんだけど、隠してたやつってこれでしょ？女の子が読んじゃダメな本とかじゃなかったよね。
I mean, I grab her outstretched hand and then accept the book from her.
よかった。嵐が丘、どこも折れたり破れたりしてないみたい。それって嵐が丘なの？英語でわからなかったけど。
She gives me a blank look. I suppose she doesn't understand the Roman letters. Maybe I just went and said more than I should have.
それって盗まれたって話してたやつだよね。
With those few words, my efforts to hide it are rendered futile. Okay. So Ichigo may be up to some fuck shit. During our lessons, lunch, and ballet class, nothing had happened, and so I'd felt a sense of relief. So, why is this happening?
それってどういうこと？
I wonder at how terrifying her quiet, restrained voice is. It's more powerful than a yell, and it fills the place with tension.
だから本が見つかってよかったねって話だよ。
Ichigo brings it up at the tea party, perhaps not sensing the tension in the air.
今朝委員長のベッドに紛失していた本が置いてあって見つかったからよかったねって話。
Boy, you are really bringing that point home, aren't you? You are really wanting to drive that point across very, very thoroughly, aren't you? She says this as she takes a sip of her steaming tea. And if I'd been so relieved that she'd given no indication, and I'd been so relieved that she'd given no indication of bringing it up after this morning's incident. But events are unfolding just as I had feared.
それって 私が盗んだように聞こえるんだけど。
Like, why would she steal them? That doesn't make sense.
ああ、言われてみればそうだね。だからスオちゃん隠そうとしてた。
Oh, why did I go? Oh, God! Oh, Ichigo, where did you go wrong? What has happened to you in your life, child, that led you down this road of sin?
白羽さんが
Well, I hang my head, thinking she suspects me of having tried to frame her. No way. This can't be. Hearing everyone in class whisper about it makes being here unbearable, and all I can do is stare with flushed cheeks at my fingertips.
スオちゃんと委員長のベッドになくなっていた本が積まれてあったのを見つけたんだ。そうか。委員長が誤解されるかもだからあんなに慌ててたんだね。
Even when asked directly, I'm unable to answer.
その言い方だと白羽さんが私のベッドに本を置いたのを佐々木さんに見られて慌てたようにも聞こえるわよ。
I don't like how any of this is going.
違うよ。スオちゃんはおとなしいもの。そんなことできるわけがないって。それには私としても同じ意見。
Ringo says that as she bites into a donut. I'm happy to have both sisters on my side, but...
そうなると佐々木さんたちは私が本を盗んだ犯人だと思っていることになるわね。
My heart aches at Rika's icy tone.
やだな委員長。そんなに堅苦しく考えることはないって。借り出しの手順。
Wow, you are just a little shit, aren't you? You are just absolutely a little shit. A little shit strawberry with shit.
ちゃんと今はいないけどユリに言われて返すために用意してたんだからいいじゃない。
You self-satisfied little shit.
そう魔が差す時もある。
Are you in on it too, Ringo? Really? Really? I was gonna buy you a pillow to nap on. Wow. Wow. That'd be like a pillow promise. The tension in the air loosens up a bit as the twins nod exaggeratedly in unison, and I even hear some laughter spill from the class.
冗談じゃないわ。花火師さん。冗談じゃないって言ったの。私は規律を守らない人が死ぬほど嫌いなの。もちろん私自身がそうなりたくないと思ってる。
Yee.
認めるわけにはいかない。私は自分のベッドの上に盗まれていた本なんて置いていない。
Everyone whispering in class falls silent at Rika's uncharacteristically forceful tone. However,
反感を買うだけだわ。
whether she denies it or even twists our arms, it is only a temporary solution. Seeing as she has no evidence, her actions leave behind a bad taste. Seeing her like this reminds me of a line from the movie The Public Enemy, and I let out a small sigh. There are only two kinds of people, right and wrong. Should I be her ally in this? I think long and hard on this as I stare at my tea, which has gone cold. God, I'm glad they didn't give me a choice there. That would have been hard. I toss and turn for the 1000th time as I let out a long sigh. Why? Why didn't I tell Ichigo not to say anything? With her personality in mind, I should have guessed she'd spill the beans right in the middle of things. She was gonna do it anyway. I get the feeling that's just kind of where we're at right now, Home Slice. So all you do is say how you want things to be. Those words come from my stepmother. They pierce my heart, though there's a reason they do. It's because I didn't act properly that everyone now thinks Rika is the book thief. She denied it at the tea party, but her strong words will only cause a greater scandal. Even though she said it was no joke, our classmates haven't stopped gossiping about it.
当に誰が置いたのだろう。
From the time I got out of bed to the time I headed out to breakfast, there were always 2 or more people in the room. Considering that the books were there when we returned to from the cafeteria,
30分だけだわ。
we got some investigator music going on now.
で撮るのだから。
We're getting Columbo on the case. Columsuo. That is the clunkiest, awful pun I've ever tried to make in my life, and I will have you know, I have no regrets. It must have been in the few short moments just before we left the room and before breakfast began. I might be able to narrow this down. I feel like one of the characters in the mystery novels I love so much and get excited, even though I know I shouldn't.
なんか探偵の気分よね。
This is your calling in life, Suo. All of those Sherlock Holmes novels and all of that Columbo you watched at home. They've prepared you for this exact moment.
何が探偵だって？
A warm hand covers my mouth to stop me from screaming.
まさか犯人。
Thrown into confusion, I strain my eyes to see in the darkness and see a pajama-clad Mayuri with one hand covering my mouth while holding their index finger over her lips.
静かに。ごめん、驚かせちゃって。
Nah, I don't mind at all.
そっち行っていいかな。
Got cute pajamas, don't you? Bet you do.
そっちってベッドに。
Whoa! A little forward, but I don't think she'd mind.
ごめん、もうちょっと声潜めて。今からだと部屋の外ははばかられる時間帯でしょ。
Flushed and unable to keep up with my thoughts, I do as she'd asked and squeeze up towards the wall to make space for her.
ありがとう。
Ah, it's adorable! Ah! That's so cute. Oh my god. So adorable. Ah! With Mayuri's body pressed up against me in the narrow bed, I can feel her body heat coming through her pajamas. Perhaps she's just taken a bath because her body and hair give off a soft citrus scent.
恥ずかしい。
It's okay. Again, enjoy it. Drink it in. You are living the best years of your life right now, Suo. Don't question it. I'd been taken aback by the sudden situation, but even between 2 girls, this is...
ごめん、狭いよね。ちょっと当たっちゃうけど、そこはお互い様ってことで。
With the 2 of us in a single bed, she's so close I can feel her breath. I'm grateful for the dark. She won't see how red I am!
この時間どうしたの小坂さん。
ちょっと話しておきたいことがあってさ。こういった話だから二人きりの方が良かったんだけど。
I lower my gaze and nod.
テーブルで話していたら花火師さんが起きちゃいますものね。
そういうこと。立花には聞かれたくないんだ。
She knits her eyebrows and lowers her voice.
紛失騒ぎを聞いたんだわ。
I assume Mayuri hadn't been at the tea party, but she had many friends, so word surely got back to her.
お茶会の話だけれど。
そうだよ。ひどいじゃないか。
そうよね。決めつけたりして。
Yeah, it was pretty unfair. I feel like Ichigo kind of led that court of public opinion with a very, very determined hand.
決めたんだからちゃんと来てくれなくちゃ。
来ないなんて。
What's going on?
お茶会に行ってたんだろ？
Yeah, we had plans. You literally stood up your ballet partner.
図書の紛失の話をしているんだ。
紛失って本またなくなったの？
Mayuri looks at me blankly, and I realize there's been a misunderstanding.
前に約束したでしょ？バレエの練習に付き合
Wow. It's not a good first impression, Suo.
完全に忘れていたんだね。
I feel my face grow even hotter under her reproachful gaze, and I apologize with a nod of my head.
髪が当たるって。まあ、わざとじゃないならいいんだ。ついポロッと忘れてしまうことあるしね。
本当に
もういいから。だから、
Mayuri averts her eyes and I cock my head at her questioningly.
もうちょっと体を離してくれないかな。自分から来といてなんだけど、この体勢だと変な気分になりそうだし。
It seems I had leaned towards her in a frantic apology, and now I am practically flush against her with her lips almost brushing my forehead.
大声を出さないで。
She stops to yelp I was about to let out with her hand again, and I move back a bit.
今日一人で練習していたんだけど、やっぱり補助がいると思うんだ。それと客観的に見られる視点も。鏡でチェックはできるけど、自分視点だと欠点が分かりにくいしね。
そうなんですか。
あさってには試験だし。
Yeah, we gotta get some practice in. Like, we can't be failing tests this early.
どうかな。
We gotta get this sorted. We gotta have a romantic moment in the ballet room.
私は
All of a sudden, I think of Rika and what happened at the tea party.
会を解くために動いた方がいいんじゃ。
I hesitate, thinking of Rika sleeping soundly in the bottom bunk. I caused the misunderstanding, and if I let it go on like this...
違います。そんな。
大声を出したらダメだよ。何か予定が入っているの？
When she asks again, I promised Mayuri-san. I hesitate, thinking of Rika sleeping soundly in the bottom bunk.
放課後の練習一緒にやります。
いいの？
I tell her that I'd made a promise, and Mayuri's face softens into a smile.
試験はあさって。誤解を解くのは試験が終わってからでも遅くないわ。
I convince myself as I think of Rika sleeping on her bunk below. My chest feels tight, as though something is clenching at my heart. After class, I go to practice to fulfill my promise to Mayuri, but
思ったよりも人がいますね。
明日試験だし、いくら簡単とはいえ少しは通しでやっとこうと思ったんじゃないかな。
yeah, like I kind of didn't think that we would have very much alone time in this, actually. I had thought that it would just be the two of us, but the room is filled with first years practicing for the test.
やっぱり真面目な校風なんですね。
真面目というより、バレエの授業を受けたくて学院に入っている子もいるくらいだから、まあ。
She spins around, turning the face away from
ダ
me.
リア先生の言った罰っていう一言も聞いていると思う。
Yeah. That's definitely probably the big motivator. Mayuri had turned her back to me, but her woeful expression is reflected in the mirror.
確かに何かとんでもないことを言い出しそうな気もするわね。
Sister Basquiat is kind and gentle, but her head is in the clouds. She seems like she'd come up with either something completely simple or else so outrageous that you'd have to ask her to repeat herself.
罰則免除のためにですか。だいぶ集まっているけど、ちょうどクラスの半分が参加しているみたいですね。
え、そんなに？
She probably hadn't noticed because she was so intent on practicing, and when I tell her this, she counts with her fingers.
多いとは思ったけど、だいたいクラス半分もいるのか。リッカや佐々木姉妹がいないのが救いだな。
Mayuri has turned her back to me, but her woeful expression is reflected in the mirror.
大体って。
Roughly? She just counted, so she knows the exact number. There are exactly 12 people, so I think it's strange to say roughly.
細かいことが気になるのは。
Yeah, that's a weird detail to get hung up on. Perhaps because I love books, I'm extremely aware of small mistakes in wording.
どうしたの？
This will make you a very good detective because there are so many detective stories where somebody outs themselves just because people like because they weren't paying attention to their words and somebody else was.
いえ、なんでもないんです。それよりもう少し通しで練習しますか？
そうだね。もう少しやりたいところだけど、そろそろ交代しよう。白羽さんも練習しとかないとね。
そうですね。
I'm pretty much the same level as Mayuri, who whines that she's likely to fail the test. But actually, with my inflexibility, I am at even more of at a disadvantage. Although I resent my inflexibility, I have to pass this test so I can give it. So I give a single weak nod.
もうちょっとそれないかな。
Mayuri sounds almost disbelieving. I can't, I gasp feebly. We bend and stretch our legs, one of the warm-up exercises, then we do the bows. I am too stiff and cannot perform the moves well, and the exercise we're trying right now to improve my flexibility is...
これって結構後の方で習うポーズじゃ。
Again, a very cute moment. You're getting there, Suo, don't worry. You're in good hands.
アラベスクだね。せっかく柔軟性を鍛えるんだ。いいとこ取りをした方がいいでしょ。
There you go. Gotta break out the big guns.
いいとこ取りって。
When my leg comes down, Mayuri, who is supporting my torso, urges me to put a little more power into it.
これなら体を柔らかくするのと、バーレッスン最後のジュテでのバランスも鍛えられるし。
Two birds, one stone!
一挙両得ってやつじゃないかな。
There's a girl who knows how to be efficient. She says this so cheerfully that I couldn't disagree even if I wanted to. I simply nod.
そろそろ終わりでいいんじゃないかと思うんだけど。
まだ始めたばかりじゃないか。あ、状態が戻ってきちゃってるよ。
In order to support me, she puts a hand on my stomach. No, she brushes against my chest, making me recoil in surprise.
もしかして筋おかしくしちゃった？
No, just the opposite.
違うの。ただ少し。
Mayuri leans closer in concern. In doing so, her hand moves up even further, so her hand is now touching the lower half of my chest.
やっと慣れてきたのに。
It's okay, girl, just hang in there. I'd finally gotten used to seeing my classmates in leotards. My amitié partner is about to touch a sensitive area. My face goes red from embarrassment. My whole body starts to sweat.
だいぶほぐれてきたみたいだね。辛いなら少し休憩しようか。
その方がいい。
Yeah, best to not, again, explode like a goddamn hand grenade in the middle of a ballet room. I answer falteringly, feeling like all my nerves are concentrated under the hand on my chest. Thankfully, it seems like she thinks that the redness and sweat is the result of exercise. Oh, it's definitely not. Nope, nope, not at all. Now that she's moved closer, I can smell her scent even more strongly, which only fuels my shame further and makes me sweat more.
どうしよう。汗の匂いが。
Mayuri's sweat smells fine, but I am beside myself with worry as to whether she can smell me.
それじゃあ手を離すね。
The hand that had been supporting my thigh finally removed. Then
ごめん。なんかしちゃった？
平気。ただちょっとまだ体が硬くて。
I sink down into the ground. It's not like I can tell her that the strange yelp had been because when she'd removed her hand from my chest, for a split second she'd grazed a sensitive area.
そう。でもずいぶん様になってきたし、 あとは通しでやってみようか。体も温まってきたみたいだしね。
休憩にしようって話だったのにスパルタですね。
Mayuri scratches her head at my respectful remark and smiles wryly.
でも鉄は熱いうちに打てって言うし、もう少しやってから休憩にしよう。
そうですね。
I take the hand she holds out to me and pull myself up. Somehow,
これって本当の友達みたい。
this is like a real friendship. I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Taking the training wheels off. You're doing it, girl. This is what friendship is like. Touching each other's sensitive areas accidentally in leotards. Everybody does this. It's just natural. I'm about to nonchalantly take hold of her proffered hand just like that.
見てだからだろうけど。
Well, I mean, Amitie is literally friends, though. Come on, you're friends.
どうかした？
なんでもないの。それじゃあ続けましょう。
We're still somewhat formal with one another, but the mere fact that we can talk normally is progress.
それじゃあチェックするから通しでやってみて。
With a nod, I stand before the mirror and get into the first basic position. All right. I think that is going to be where we put a stop to things for today. But again, our girl, I feel like she's making progress. It's coming slowly, but that's life. That's life. That's just how things work. When you're working on yourself, but she's getting more bold at trying to like accept the fact that, hey, maybe people will like me, and so hopefully she continues down that road. And then there's Ichigo, who I kind of don't want her to be a little shit, but I think she's a little shit, and I don't know that Ringo is much better, and I still don't understand what the motive would be other than they just want to mess with someone, but we'll see. We will see. So come back next time and maybe we'll start to crack the case of the missing library books. You have a nice rest of your whatever it is, wherever you are, and we will talk to you next time. Bye!